What's up, guys? I am Nate. This is Hawks. Will, you are watching the Off The Fairway Podcast. It's a newer podcast. We're kind of trialing it out. Basically, the premise of the show is we are going to talk, recap, talk about future events that we have going on in the woods disc kind of realm. We'll see if it evolves into anything different. And we're not exactly sure on how often we'll record. We'll probably just follow our heart on that one. But yeah, so that's kind of the premise of the show. We just kind of want to, talk about what happened and talk about what we have coming up. So yeah, we'll jump right into it. We had our first event. Well, I guess our personally first event. We've ran events in the past, but just through other entities. Right. More like charity stuff. Mm-hmm. Our event happened this past September 23rd. Mm-hmm. We held an event up at Skinner Park for the Houghton Lake Classic.
It's great.
It was a phenomenal event. And then aside from the event, it was a phenomenal weekend. And first and foremost, I thought it was incredible how many guys up in the woods disc realm came up and supported the event.
Yeah, you're looking at an easy... My numbers could be off a little bit. 27?
It was
27 of us?
27. And a lot of guys drove a long way to be there that morning, which is awesome.
It's good support.
Yeah.
Good work, people.
And so I thought that was just incredible. Mm-hmm. Tournament aside, I'll just kind of recap the weekend if I could. Mm-hmm. A couple guys got up there Thursday night, couple guys got up there Friday morning, there was just a plethora of schedules going on. And so arrivals were all over the place, but felt like the theme was get some practice rounds in Friday, sit around the fire, play board games, just, be dudes, whatnot. And so that was kind of the theme of Friday. Saturday rolled around, tournament day. Me and Hawks got up early. We put the breakfast bake in and then we left. And we got there about 7:15.
But you don't know this.
Oh, really?
As a participant, we were not the first ones on the field, on the pitch, on the turf, on the course. We were second.
It was weird because we rolled in and we're just hearing chains, right? Like, what's going on over here?
One car in the parking lot went up, Ontario, Canada. Sure enough, we got Canadians in our tournament.
It was funny the night before, guys were talking about, we got to take on these Canadians. We got to beat the Canadians for the US of A. And
all I know is that Canadians are out there doing work while these clowns are sleeping.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, Will may have not been sleeping.
That's true. Another story.
Another story.
What happened?
I was at the cafe.
It was at the cafe.
All right.
Dialing it in.
Yeah,
it's true.
And so that was really cool to see. The Canadians actually drove from north of Sault Ste. Marie all the way down through the night to play our event.
What is that drive? I have no idea. I'm not from around
Close
here.
to 7 hours?
No.
I don't know. I just made that up.
Okay, cool. Wow, that's 7 hour drive.
7 hours.
Jeez. Commitment.
But it's a long ways. And so that was really cool to see. Driving through the night, playing our event, smiles the whole time.
I think they had a good time.
And yeah, it was awesome.
What was the group of Canadians? Is it 4 or 5?
There was, I believe, 7 of them.
7?
It seems to be a good number right now. And so, and then obviously the rounds were happening. I just want to kind of recap and maybe give some shout outs because I believe they deserve it.
Absolutely.
It was kind of a weird tournament because MA4, I believe, had 27 guys. MA3 had 24 guys. MA1 had only 6 guys, which is reasonable.
We didn't have an MA2 division.
That's the weird thing is there was no one who decided to sign up for the MA2 division,
right? Which
is an anomaly.
Well, I think some of our guys were like, "Hey, we see some in MA1, but then I'm in MA2, but why not step up and play with all my buddies and see if I can crush them?"
Yeah, but still an anomaly.
But still, I agree.
And so that was kind of unique.
That's a strange one.
And so if you don't know Skinner, it's a shorter woods track. It's fair, but it's tight.
But yeah.
And so we kind of added some cool features, made it interesting, lots of buzz, lots of, I wouldn't say negative energy, just beat up energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I just got beat down.
A lot of trees.
Yep. And so.
And just a couple of out of bounds that were difficult.
A wee bit, right?
A little bit difficult. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. So I want to highlight the winners super quick.
They deserve it.
Yep. Ian Kumpula took down MA1.
Attaboy.
Shane Wood, who will allude to this later, hit an ace.
Oh.
MA50.
Nice job.
MA3, our very own Derek Vansel.
Mm-hmm.
It's good
He's going to have a kid soon.
Yep. It's good to see him torch that course up, whatnot. MA4.
Can I go so far as to say this is Derek's home course?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's fair. Yeah.
And he's been turning in the Jets recently. His game is elevated to another level, so watch out. MA4, Nicholas Shamataro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think we were all happy to see that. Good morale boost for Nick. I think he needed it. He wasn't keen. It was kind of funny, a little backstory. He wasn't crazy about the whole, well, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for him. So what I will say is that he left his trophy, which were pumpkins, and he left it at the cottage. And so he probably,
Who does that?
Accidental. It was accidental. And so I brought it and I put it on his porch without him knowing.
It's nice of you.
And then Ange found it. And then Ange was super excited to put it on her porch. And so I felt like it was a win-win-win.
You saved the day.
I win, Ange wins, and Nick wins.
Absolutely, because
we're all winning.
By accident, he absolutely told me, I left it there on accident.
I didn't want to put him on the spot like that.
Absolutely. I'm calling him out. He told me that. I was like, dude, that was a great trophy.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see these other trophies that Disc Golf Pro Tour's putting out?
Do you know what's even cooler about that trophy? Is you could actually put that trophy in the ground and you will have another trophy the next.
See what I'm talking about, Mr. Nick?
Multiple trophies.
Are you kidding me? A trophy that keeps on trophying.
That's awesome.
Head games,
That's next
it's
level.
It's the trophy that keeps on trophying.
That is next level.
And so I feel like,
it was great.
Personally, I'm going to take his, I'm going to take it as if, I'm going to take it with his best intentions. So he simply just forgot it.
Yeah, that's fair. Ignore all the stuff that I said that was terrible about him.
Yeah.
It's my bad.
And then Nolan took down Justin Trenda. We are all anticipating a battle, and there was one.
Well, because Justin was up after round one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got up a couple strokes.
And so we got to give the nod to Nolan. He performed when the lights were the brightest. Mm-hmm. And so that was super exciting battle.
Also, during the practice rounds, I think we played with Rick and for a bit, and he shot real good.
Yeah. Rick, I could just feel that course played to his game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's very dialed. Yeah. He doesn't miss his lines. He's not going to wow you, but he's very calculated.
So it's interesting though. He's still nursing a wound in his back.
Well,
we're us older folk, us gray hairs, we don't heal as fast. And Rick's still working. He hurt something. Was playing at Firefighters with us a couple months back. It affected his performance, I believe, for the victory.
Now, let me just put this picture in your head.
Okay.
If he would have took it down, would it have competed with the flu game? The Michael Jordan Game 6 flu game. Do we think it could have gone to that level?
I don't know the reference.
Okay.
Oh, man. Come on, Will.
I don't know what that means.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, I could have definitely seen it going up in there.
Yeah, all right. We'll have to talk to Sean about that one. He knows all things basketball.
Sean, in the comments. Appreciate it.
What if I told you that the Michael Jordan flu game had nothing on the Rick Trenda disc golf performance of October 17th? So, Sean, there's been a lot of conversation in the media about the Michael Jordan flu game, and if that has any comparisons to the Rick Trenda performance at League on October 17th of this year. Well, I've certainly heard about the Rick Trenda performance, but the Michael Jordan flu game, remind me of what that was? Oh, you have video. Just press play. I mean, the Michael Jordan performance, it looks legit, but when I say the Rick Trenda performance through the pain that he had to endure at league, it's unmatched. I'm actually here in Georgia, and this morning I went out on the course to play some disc golf, and I had locals coming to me and like, bro, did you hear about what Rick Trenda went through to compete at league? So, I mean, this Michael Jordan thing is interesting, but I don't think it has any comparison to the performance of Rick Trenda.
And then MJ15, Reed McLean took it down. Super exciting. That was his first ever tournament, and it looked like he had a good time.
So, hey, man, when you win your first tournament, there's a few of us who win tournaments by themselves.
Yeah. My dad is famous for
he's got a couple of those W's
when the lights are brightest by himself, and so that is cool. So those were the winners of the event. We're going to highlight. There was actually 2 aces, so 2 guys getting the big pot. This course, every hole could have been aced, but I felt like it was a very much a low ceiling. You had to have been. Aces are tough.
Aces are always tough.
Aces are tough.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
So I'll land on that front. But the big ace, not saying that Shane Wood's ace wasn't big, because it was big in its own right, but it wasn't as spectacular.
Correct.
Right? The whole course didn't know about it.
Right.
Where our boy Tage Heine.
Was it hole 3?
Hole 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hole 4.
Hole 4 decides to, it's the downhill, one of the shorter holes on the course. But if you're going at basket height, you're long. You're like
100%.
edge of circle long. And so
steep downhill.
Yep. And you would have thought, there was a couple of things that you would have thought would have happened by just hearing what happened.
Sure.
So you could have gone in a couple of different ways. You could have just said, oh, there was an ace. You could have said, ooh, someone lost a leg, right?
It was like that.
And so
it was like that.
It was one of 2 things. And so
the reaction was much more ongoing than a regular race.
It was, yeah.
So
the duration.
Exactly right. Because Nate and I are sitting in the middle. Basically, the middle, the headquarters was the pavilion was the middle of the park.
Yeah, the heartbeat.
Right, absolutely. And it kept going and going and going. We're like, holy smokes, who died? Or wait a second, somebody, I wonder what happened. And sure enough, we find out. It's because, how old was he? 14, 13, 15,
No, he was still
16?
in elementary school. I bet he was 10, 11.
10? Dominated. And it was a correct reaction to an elementary kid hitting an ace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
But it was one of those deals where you could spend some time and think about it while it was happening. It wasn't just ooh, that's happened, and then it was over.
Right.
It was just really cool.
It was not the depressing, I'm in the ace pool and somebody else hit it, cheer.
Yeah.
I've been there way too many times. Oh, good for them. Darn it.
Yeah. So it was a good rally cry and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, it was cool.
Next, I figured we'd go over a few stats for the event.
Let's do it.
I felt like the overarching theme was hole 17.
It was the depressing walk from after playing the gauntlet that was hole 16, 17, and 18, and then having to walk to 1.
Yeah, and we got the energy that came, the flirt.
There was a lot of. I just went 6 over par in 3 holes.
A lot of guys not liking to make eye contact. It was all just heads to the ground, walking. A lot of, but
tell me why.
I felt like the stats didn't portray that,
which is weird to me.
Weird, and so just to give you guys an idea, and I got stats per division.
Okay.
If you were to guess, and this can be quick, what division produced the lowest average on that hole?
So we're talking hole 17. We're talking an island hole that is a hazard.
That has a hazard outside, yep.
Did the best or the worst?
Had the best average. And this can be quick.
It's got to be M1.
M1 actually is third. And so the best...
It's third.
Well, what you got?
The heck? Bunch of scrubs in
Trying
M1.
to think. Yeah, that whole just... So not that's what I would have said is M1.
I forgot the A. It's got to be M50.
What do you got, Will?
M50, yeah, go with the experience.
Attaboy.
All right. Yep, you got it. AM50.
Nice work.
2.7 on that hole. AM3, massive division, manages to shoot a 2.85 on that hole. What? And then our MA1 guys manages to shoot 2.95.
Jeez Louise. What did AM4 shoot?
AM4, so those three divisions were the only one under par.
Okay.
AM4 were 3.15, which isn't disastrous.
No.
MJ18 shot the worst. Our boys, Justin and Nolan, fell apart on that hole. They shot a 3.25 on the hole. Now, they didn't have a large sample size.
Sure.
But still, they underperformed.
Well, yeah.
They got beat by AM4s, which is, they're well into AM3.
Because what's strange to me is I recall Kyle Kittinger, part of our group.
Oh, yeah.
Grip locks off to the trees and it's in the hazard. So you don't get to go to the drop zone and throw for a putt for a 3.
I think he's an outlier.
Or take a...
It sounds like it because I think he grabbed a 6 because he's going from hazard into hazard to toss it in the circle and drop it in.
I think you could just about jump putt
probably
to
right.
the circle. So
It's not far.
It's not far.
But I guess if you get off and you grip lock.
If you're in the woods, I think I saw someone go in the woods and then you're throwing, 2 each time.
Yeah, that's...
Hacking through trees.
It compounds.
Yeah.
Go straight.
But see, I would have thought there, by the energy that was portrayed, you would have thought way more.
We're talking 4.6.
Yeah, and now we went over averages. Now I have for the hole, we obviously have one ace, so we can cross that out.
Absolutely.
How many birdies do you think there were? Give me like a
out of the entire field.
Out of the entire field. So it was 64 guys. They had two ties.
Was that 128? 128 throws. How many birdies?
2s, yeah.
Wow, if you give me the average of 3 groups.
Now you got to remember, this hole didn't really favor the par.
Yeah, because it's tough to get a par on that hole.
The island's big enough to get a par.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, if you make it an island, there's a lot of ground action that happens to get you close enough.
And there's a big wall behind the basket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little wild here. I'm gonna say somewhere it's within 10. I'm cheating.
Sure.
In the 70 range.
Wow. Will, what do you gotta say to that?
Just set the stage right there.
I was gonna just bounce off yours, so I'll go lower. Say 60.
57 was the number.
What the heck?
And
Way
then
overshot.
So how many? Well, I'll just say it. So there was actually 28 pars. So more than I would have thought. 28 pars.
Yeah, you don't think that as a par hole.
There was 37 bogeys.
Okay.
5 double bogeys. And then unfortunately there was 3 triple bogeys.
Hazard to hazard play.
Hazard to hazard. And those add up quick, right?
Yeah, that's bad.
Those compound.
You don't want that.
And then, so the total average for that hole, where would you guys put that?
Well, you gave
I guess we already established
under par.
For the whole group, there was 3.05.
Okay.
Which is, that's respectable.
What was that, the hardest hole in the course?
I don't have that. There's just been a lot of math.
I'd be curious to see what it was.
So as a TD or like designing that island OB, if you're landing near par, do you feel good about that?
I do with that caliber, with how low or heavy our tournament was with AM3s and AM4s.
Okay, yeah.
I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah.
We just didn't have any AM2s, and we had very little AM1s.
6 AM1s. No, you're right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so, I just think that's a good number to challenge everyone. right?
And the fact that it's only 0.05 over, I think it's decent. Could we make it a little bit smaller? I guess you could have. But
yeah. And maybe we'll pivot and do something different, but we got some time to think about it.
I feel like multiple islands is better.
Who knows?
Oh, I like island to island.
I mean,
We could do that too.
just saying.
Or go for it. Over.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, next one. So we had 64 competitors. Each played 36 holes. Total holes played was 2,304.
Okay.
Of that, what percentage were birdies of the entire 2 rounds for everyone? Where would you put the percentage? I don't know if this is an easy question or not.
60?
How many birdies they got
On the whole course?
on the whole course?
40.
Okay,
40%.
40%. What do you say, Will?
I'm right.
I'll try lower. 32.
Noob.
That's closer, but it was actually 27. 27% were birdies.
What am I thinking?
It's funny because I don't think you ever played the course, Hawks, right?
I've never played it.
You watched it.
No. So
You walked the course.
I remember I played it once about 7 years ago, back in my days where I was only forehand.
Yeah.
And I stepped up to 16, rode to my right, garbage to the left. And at that point, it was only like 250, 260.
Yeah. Something
But
like that.
to me, 7 years ago, that's an absolute bomb. And I remember throwing a T-bird, fairly new, way up in a tree. Because I was so scared of the road that I don't throw backhand, and just skied it and I lost it. I didn't lose it. I saw it. But there was no getting. There was no throwing of pine cones or softballs or water bottles or other Frisbees. It is way up there.
Okay.
I remember that one time. That was the one time I played it.
So,
Is it still there?
I didn't see it. I did. That was like 7 years ago. It was tough.
and then there was actually, would you put the number over or under with bogeys?
Over under what?
So 27% were birdies. Where would you put the bogeys? Over or under?
Just bogeys or bogeys plus?
Bogeys plus. So everyone bogeying above. That was the thing with birdies.
I think they were
Everyone bogeying.
more. No.
I think, well, with thinking of OB involved, not just 17, and also getting into the woods.
Well, I'm also trying to cheat and say Ian 1, Am 1 at 20 under.
But you gotta remember, the majority of our field
Is lower.
were lower.
Correct. So
Yeah.
I'm leaning on more toward my 40% guess. So 40%.
It was actually 21%. So it was lower. So there was less bogeys than there were birdies. But
Interesting.
there was way more pars,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
My analysis is off.
It's a hard course to analyze for
It
sure.
is.
Math.
And then this is kind of a fun one. Where would you guys put? There was a certain amount of clean rounds. Where do you think that clean round was
You mean division?
for everyone? So for the
Like
entire
how many total?
tournament, there was a certain number of clean rounds. How many clean rounds were there?
Well, if 21% had 21% of the bogeys, and thinking the top end, Ian shot 10 under, 20 under, so 10 under, 10 under. I've been high every time. 10%.
Well, just tell me number of rounds total.
Oh.
128 rounds, so 13.
13. All right, cool.
Clean rounds, just no bogeys, right?
Yeah.
Don't be wrong.
You said 13?
That's a 13.
All right, I'll go over that.
Okay.
15.
There was actually only 5. And there was only 1 in MA1.
What in the world are
What
these
are
guys
they doing?
Wow.
What are you doing, MA1?
Which, do you know, like, what,
Jeez.
was there
Who
certain
did-
holes that got everybody?
It was kind of all over the map.
Okay.
It wasn't like one hole that was just getting everyone. If you looked at everyone's scores, bogeys all over the place. And so
Who had the clean round?
Ian was the only one in MA1.
Okay. That's fair.
I think we had 3 in MA3, 1 in MA50.
And what is wild is we're all playing the exact same course.
Yeah, for sure.
Same course.
tee pads.
Scrubs.
That's all I have to say.
I mean, MA3, well done.
And so those are all the stats I have.
Yeah, those are good stats.
I think those are good stats.
Yeah.
For the guys that did play in the event, they'll probably eat that up. And so,
Hope so.
cool.
It's a good tournament. A lot of good loot at the end. That was exciting to see.
Yeah.
A lot of people enjoyed themselves. I think they enjoyed themselves. A lot of people got to play with their friends.
I think it's always, not a lot of people like to give negative feedback. So I got overwhelmingly good feedback.
Yeah.
But, we'll constantly improve whatnot and try to make our events as...
So if you have the negative feedback, don't make it public.
Yeah.
Ask us. Tell us directly.
We love feedback. So
Just kidding.
It's cool. Drop down in the comments if you would, if you enjoyed that event or if you just give us feedback for that event. We'd love to have it. Next up, we actually just a couple weeks ago had the LTU Open, the Lawrence Tech Open.
How'd that go?
It turned out to be a really good event.
Okay.
So we kind of collabed. What's that? We kind of collabed with the university for homecoming week. Wade, our very own Wade, who designed the course, goes to Lawrence Tech. Wanted to run a students only event for homecoming week, and they also had alumni come in. If you're alumni, come play.
Okay.
And so we supplied them with discs. They did like a 2-disc challenge type thing, and so that was a lot of fun. They had 17. They had quite a few women in the field too.
Good.
Which is good. But most importantly, all those students now have a starter set. And so naturally, they'll see more action on the course.
Yeah, course on your campus.
On your campus. You got nothing else going on, which college, that's typically what happens. You don't have anything else going on.
Yeah.
You go play around. It's in your, you just walk out your building.
Go to your dorm and go throw.
Go throw.
I would love that.
That'd be awesome.
That was super awesome. The one alumni that came won. And so I think Wade is handling the prizes and whatnot. So
good.
Sounds like a great success from Wade's point of view.
Oh,
that me?
hey, this guy.
My
What in
apologies.
the world? We're trying to run a thing here.
Classic. All right. So I think we covered everything about the LTU Open. It was kind of weird because I never really put two and two together. When you say open, it means that everyone can come in.
Yeah.
But it was exclusive for only students. And so maybe I got to work on my name change and whatnot. So
Yeah, I don't think about that one.
But
invite only.
Invite only. The LTU invite only.
Yes.
That would have been more clear.
That would have been obvious.
Obvious.
Would have been obvious.
Cool. Next, we actually have an event coming up.
A couple weeks?
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks.
2.5 weeks, 3 weeks?
I think it's, not this weekend, but next weekend.
And it's filling up.
Maybe.
That's 2 weeks.
Filling up very fast. I think we've
Very
got
fast.
60, not quite 60.
Pretty close to 60, it feels like. At least,
I'm going to pull it up.
I feel like there should be that 60 kind of energy,
Absolutely. It's been a steady influx. 58 off by 2. My mistake. Did you sign up for this?
I did.
Attaboy. Well,
Yep.
okay.
So it's the Palmer Open.
Everybody can join this one.
Yep, everyone can join. This is the Palmer Open,
Anybody.
except for pros. So,
Except for there's
I guess it's not open.
Dang.
But
Screwed
the
that one
name is still effective, I think. I don't know.
Sure.
We'll have to work on the naming of it. But
So tell me about it.
so we are super excited for this event. We have a sweet players pack. You obviously you'll get a disc. You'll get a custom Woods disc patch.
Ooh.
And then you'll get a custom Palmer Open pin. And so you can put, obviously those go on your bag very easy. So those are always fun. People dig that and whatnot. We got a few unique things about the event. First of all, hole 9 is actually going to play as an island. And we're going to play as everything else is hazard. Just like we did at the Houghton Lake Classic, because I felt like that provided a lot of drama.
It's very good. It's very good.
And we're actually going to line the green. And so if you've ever played hole 9, the basket is on the edge, not on the edge, but 10 feet from the edge of the green. So one side of that island is going to be,
Very close.
close to OB.
Yeah, because it's an old golf green. Palmer's a golf course, old ball golf course. And the basket's on the right-hand side, and it's not, like you said, it's not a perfect circle. It's a green-shaped circle. You miss front right, you in trouble.
Yep. And so I'm excited to see how that hole plays.
Yeah, it'll be good.
I think that'll be a fun watch.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Few things to touch on with the Palmer Open is traditionally, especially at this course, you'll see the AM1s, AM2s play longs, and then every division below them play shorts.
Which is typical.
We are going to, it sounds experimental, it really isn't, but we are going to do where the AM2s and AM1s still play longs both rounds, but the AM3s, AM4s in the age-specific divisions will play shorts, and then second round play longs, which will provide a different layout for those respective divisions that are typically accustomed to playing those short holes.
So, Will, what division do you play?
M4, the middle of it.
How do you feel about getting stuck with or getting the opportunity to play longs?
At Palmer, I think the longs are pretty fair.
Okay.
I think there's a couple holes that are tough, that are probably even like hard pars for M4.
Okay.
But still obtainable, I think, probably by most of the field.
Yeah.
So fair to say your mindset, and I don't know necessarily what your mindset may be, but going into some of these, example, hole one is 420. For me, on my best drive, I'm looking at a jump putt on my best drive.
Yeah.
I don't play that. I've never birdied it. It'd be silly of me to go with a mindset, I'm going to birdie this. I'm going to throw as far as I can, drop one close, drop it in.
Yeah, I think part of trying to think, some of the tees are, it's not exactly a different shot. It's more of challenging maybe a little medium range upshot game.
Yeah.
Instead of like just trying to get to the pin.
I think you touched on something really important there, is upshots are going to win that round. They're just going to win that round. I think if you can put your upshot close from anywhere and your 150, 200 in is solid, you're going to take strokes on folks. And ultimately what we did is we just looked at the longs as a whole. Sure, there's a few anomalies that probably shouldn't be played by AM4s and AM3s, but we didn't want to focus on those and allow those to make our decision. So I think there's only two, maybe 3 holes that really stretched those for AM3s and AM4s.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. It's more of a, experimental.
Play for par.
Yeah, and everyone has to play it. So it's not like, it's not favoring some other people or whatnot. So we'll see. And then one other change that we're going to do is we are actually going to park at the police station. And so we're going to start over at hole 6, hole 7, hole 5 is also over there. And so this way we kind of, typically you park over by hole 1, but everyone has to walk out out there. Yeah. Where if you park at the police station, we already got the clearance from the police station. If you park at the police station, you're by all these holes and you just don't have to walk as far, which is super convenient. And when you're going to, get your warm-up throws in, you can warm up on a hole. And you don't have to be far away from Tournament Central. And so that's kind of the motive, and we'll see how it goes. We'll send out another email and whatnot, some more information on that, make sure everyone knows where we're parking and where our tournament headquarters are. And so that's something exciting to, I think it's also going to be exciting for us watching the event.
Oh, yeah, get to see everything.
Which is cool.
A bunch of holes there.
Mingle and whatnot. So that'd be cool. I think I touched on everything. Palmer. Anything for Palmer you guys have to touch on?
Will, as a participant, Palmer's a great course.
Yes.
Insight you have for somebody who's never played Palmer?
I think it seems like it's a very balanced, fair course. I think the shots are easy to understand when you step up on the tee. There is wind, I think. It is like a wind course. It seems like wind is the challenge at Palmer. There are a bit of trees to throw around, but it's mostly keeping things in the short grass.
Yeah.
It is an old ball golf course.
Yes.
And you touched on the wind. I've played one round of, 12. in minimal wind, and they use the trees well. I'm not going to tell you there's no tunnel shots. There's a couple really tight throws. But for a ball golf course, they use the trees to the utmost effect. So
yep. And we'll have some cool, pretty cool CTP prizes.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're not in the CTP, I'd encourage you to do that. Awesome. We're going to have 4 CTP holes, and that's for everyone. Mm-hmm. And they'll all be attainable by everyone distance-wise. And so
shorter guys.
I encourage everyone to get on the CTP because there'll be a lot of opportunities.
Absolutely. What's next?
Next up, we actually have a tournament I'm super excited for. It's, to my knowledge, one of the first triples tournaments in the area.
I've never participated in a team of 3 event.
I think it's going to be a blast solely because you get to hang out with 2 buddies instead of just one when you're doing a doubles tournament. And so it's like doubling the amount of fun, which is incredible.
There will be cards of 6. Yes, might be a little bit slower. We recognize that. However, we're not out here to win billions. We're out here to hang out with our buddies.
And we're playing best shot. And so
it'll still run quick.
It'll run pretty quick. I'm not too worried about time-wise because, we'll only have 54 players on the course at most if 54 players sign up. And if they don't, then we'll just spread out a little bit and things will go quicker.
It's going to be sweet.
That event has a ton. First of all, the players pack, you're going to get a custom Woods disc towel, and then you'll get some hand warmers. So we're not doing a disc. We're keeping the player pack pretty light, and we're shoving all the rest to the payouts.
Yeah.
And so hopefully the people in the comments and whatnot are excited about that. I don't know. I don't know what the people want, but
they're going to get that, and the people who win will like that more.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I think this is going to be the theme of the Beast. And
what's that?
If you haven't heard of the Beast layout, it's on UDisc. The Beast 2023 is on UDisc, so you can go play it. The theme of it is going to be a lot of OB. A lot of OB.
Yeah.
There's OB everywhere. We're also doing an island hole, which is traditionally hole 5. So that will be an exciting hole down the hill. Long holes. The Beast layout kind of combines, there's 12 baskets, but you combine some of the holes to make them a longer hole.
Some tougher par 4s.
A par 5 in there. And so
it's throwing the long ball.
Throwing the long ball, but not only that, just playing good golf with your buddies.
That's true.
Smart golf out there is going to win. Hole 18 or hole 9 as well is going to be a bullseye hole.
So help me understand that. I don't understand that.
Good questions, Hawks. I'm glad you asked.
Yes, thank you.
Because a bullseye hole is kind of unique. I've never seen this in a tournament format, but I think guys are going to dig this. It's unsanctioned, so we can get away with anything. Not anything, but, a lot.
A lot.
And basically, we're going to do a 10-foot, if you were to take a line 10 feet from the base of the basket and do a circle, that will be the bullseye.
Okay.
If you land in there, you get 2. So you get a birdie.
So hold on. I don't need a putt.
No. And then if you land inside the circle, but not within the bullseye, you get a bogey. A par.
Okay.
And then if you land outside the circle, which is lined with a brick curb, you will get a bogey. So that hole is very unique in the fact that one of your guys has to hit the bullseye.
But you get 3 shots.
You get 3 shots. And typically that hole is always windy. And so
it gets skippy too.
It does get skippy.
Good call. Yeah. Good call. The wood chips.
Yeah.
And it'll be cold. The ground will be cold. So a bigger skip.
Yep. And so I'm excited to see what that hole does. It's more, it's obviously an experimental hole, but I think guys will dig it. Yeah, it'll be fun. I think guys will walk away with a smile from that hole.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's all about.
It'll keep things moving as well. Not that we're in any hurry, but got to be cognizant of the speed.
Of course. Speed.
Will, who are you playing with?
No one yet.
Will's a free agent.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
His phone's about to light up.
When this goes live, be careful.
Be careful, dude.
Turn that off.
Yeah, let's see if I can get in.
So tell me about the ratings and how the divisions are split up in this
right.
That's a good question. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking that.
Yeah.
So we have 3 divisions. Red is our top division.
Okay.
It's everyone. And so I'm going to preface. If you even have one player over 920, you have to jump up to red division. So it's 920 and above.
Okay. So mid-tier AM2s.
Mid-tier, high-tier AM2s, AM1s.
Yeah.
Middle division, which is white, the white division, is 880 to 920. 919.
Yeah.
Okay. And like I prefaced,
Those your highest
guy.
High AM3.
High AM3.
Low AM2.
Low AM2.
Okay.
And then the lower division is everyone below 880.
Okay.
Which I think is a fair...
So I'm sorry, 879.
879, yes. I got to preface that. That's a good call.
879, I got you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Which I think is a fair give.
Yeah.
I think people are going to really enjoy this event.
Yeah.
It's a triples format, best shot. It's a golfer's course, so there's a lot of low hanging branches. You got to placement, whatnot. Especially, my mind goes to hole one. Like it's all about placing your disc where you want to.
That second shot's
tough.
Tough one.
So, yeah. Anything I missed on that?
No, I would like to hear Will's thoughts on that kind of, because I don't know what's your rating, 8 mid AM4?
Yeah, I'm like 838.
So how do you feel?
I think it went down. Something like that. So I'm well under the 880. So 879.
How do you feel about William Kochis the third? How are you going to contribute when you match up with people that are 870s? Can you?
I don't know. I think it just comes down to getting 3 shots off the tee, no matter what they are.
When I think Will, I think golf. I think he's a phenomenal golfer.
He's being humble.
And I think like he makes up for it. He makes up for distance, which he's got plenty of distance with his ability to golf. And so I think he's a phenomenal teammate because if he gets two guys that can, every once in a while throw a really good shot, he's going to keep in the middle of the fairway and play good golf.
Yeah, because that's the thing about any kind of team. You don't have to play the best every single throw. And for all of us superstar amateurs, it's great when your teammate steps up and like, I got you, or makes a good shot.
Well, nice thing too, I think playing this beast layout too is most people, when you're stepping up to the tee, which you're not usually used to, you're going to be kind of your mind's thinking. So it's not just playing Spindler like normal.
Yeah.
There's a lot
different ball game.
Yeah.
And I know most people haven't played in a triples format, and so I'm interested to see what people think, and if they like, having 2 other guys.
Yeah, maybe we keep doing it.
Maybe this becomes an annual thing. I think
100%.
Yeah.
The nice thing is it doubles. There's a certain, relationship between. There's just 2 of you.
Yeah.
But triples becomes more of a group decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which is cool.
A little more strategy.
I think it's cool.
Yeah. So, cool. I think we touched on everything we need to touch on with the beast. I'm super excited for that tournament. I encourage you to find 2 other buddies and sign up for it. I think it's going to be a blast. December 2nd is the day. I'm hoping there's no snow. There typically isn't snow that time of year. So typically late December is when it officially comes. If there is snow, we'll have to pivot. We'll make an adjustment. But,
we'll have to see what it looks like.
But yep. We'll close out the podcast here.
Sure.
I want to first thank everyone for sticking it out with us, watching the whole episode. Comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. I appreciate everyone. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, heck yeah. No, watch this.
Foul.
Hey, someone grab my bag.
Get him.
That was fire.
Right there.
One more
Former
time.
champ approves of the former champ's throws.
Nice.
I got it.
Hey, we have 2 former champs.
Do a standstill and just pop it.
Yeah.
And then it goes nuts. So I don't know whether to jump or not.
Wow.
Got him.